We will start with the 360 rotation. As you can see, my character is fully rigged, and I call this character Fico, just like Rico Animation. Okay, so I named this character Fico. Now from what you can see, I already have some views as my reference point, since I will be switching my character to that views. Okay, so I've done that. Now as you can see, these are those timestamps of the video I've created. Is a speed track. Okay, so just in case you actually want to learn more of this, please, you can leave your message in the comment section below, and I'll do my possible best to try to make a step-by-step tutorial on how to rig your stick figure character. Okay, so from all what we've done so far, now what I'm trying to do is to make sure it's in line with the reference. So here you can see how what I'm trying to do. Okay, so from here, what I did was to take it to frame 24 as my starting point. Okay, then so on that frame 24, I will try to make a timeline there. All right, then move it to that side for that head view, in order for the character to move to that position. All right, now next, what I will do next is now start conforming the line with that reference. Okay, nothing much here, just conforming it with the reference. So for this one, which is the shadow, okay, so I have to just bring it outside so I can see where to actually fix it in, and I'll bring that back. So just in case you want to learn how to create this as well, I already have video tutorials that explain in depth on how to make these characters. Okay, and the reference will also be provided. Okay, everything is available in the description box of this video, and as well you can also go on to my website. The link is displaying right away, and also join there to get my my reference point. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just trying to conform it to the character shape and to make it look nice. Okay, so yeah, I have to just start merging into that face. Okay, making it look like the reference. Okay, so the goal here is so that once I switch to the left hand side, the character face that other side. So we're making use of the smart bone. All right, we're making use of the smart bone here, and it's very simple to do as well. Okay, very simple, but you can as well watch the video. So from here, what I'm trying to do now is to move the eyes. Okay, now trying to move the eyes to that side means one of the eyes must be hidden. So when I'm done with this, we will need to set a layer max in order to cover that either eyes that is not on the face layer. Okay, so we will do that later, but for now we're just trying to set some keyframes. So I noticed when I was doing this on frame 24, I did not set the keyframe. So when I tried to move it back to frame 24, the starting point, it did not change the size. So, and you will see that in a short while now. So after doing all this, so I was trying to follow the reference here and try to see how it looks. So I hold on Alt to select that layer and also conform it to that same shape. Now taking it back to frame 24, you notice the character, the eyes is not like, it's now big. So for that reason, I need to copy the frame on frame 0, then paste it on frame 24 to give me what I actually need. So I have to go to the point as well and do the same thing. So for each individual layers there, I have to do the same thing by copying and pasting. Okay, so when I switch now, it's then change the position. So like I said, it might be new to you, but if you actually need an in-depth tutorial on it, I'm available at your disposal. All right, and my Patreon members will benefit from the in-depth tutorial about it. So it's quite simple, and it's just let me know if you guys actually need the video so I can explain more about that and that. Okay, so now I believe that is okay. So we need to move to the nose region. So from the nose, the first thing to set the position on frame 24, the starting point, then move it to frame 1 and also move it like that, then conform it to the shape of that nose on the reference. All right, so you can see it's cool. Okay, so okay, now the next thing to do is to work on the cap, and the same thing applicable. Start with the first frame, that is frame 24, then set the position, then move it to frame 1 and also set the position. That is practically based on how it is being done. So once you can actually follow the cursor as well, you should be able to get the step on how it is being done. So it's as simple and easy as that, without any stress. Believe me, it's very easy to do. Okay, so just like that, and we have that. Next we move on to the mouth, and that is the group. So what we just do first is to try to move the whole layer, since it's a vector layer. So like I said, frame 24, you set the first position, then move to frame 1 and move the whole layer, since it is being stacked in a group layer. So instead of moving the character one after the layer one after the other, so you can see. Now for this, like I said, once we are done with that, with the head as a whole, then we would add the maxing to it, the maxing layer, okay, to it, so that it looks nice. So you notice those areas that are going out of the face should be hidden, and that is what the maxing would actually what do for us. All right. All right, so once we are done with that, next is to add a maxing layer. Now for this reason, we'll need to actually make sure everything is turned on. Now on the maxing layer, you notice the face and the back cap back is what we have. Mostly the cap back is what we have as the last layer, and the last layer is where if we are to max, it will actually what use that region. So we need to change that. So click on that layer, then set enable animated layer, that is one. Then also set the maxing to hide all. So you notice the icon there, we need to change that as well to add this to max layer, so that everything we have on that face will be max. Whatever is on the face won't be shown. Okay, so I also have to add the cap. Now when I switch back to the smart bone, moving on to that region, you could see what I'm saying. Number one, the eyes in the other time, it's not there again. So I mean, it's not visible rather, but we can see it on the nose area there. So we need to work on that, probably using the animated layer. Okay, so we'll do that later. Now first, we just trying to see what to do here, and though there are some times where you need to just go back and forth in order to make sure everything looks nice, but nevertheless all is still the same. So yeah, I just try to move it to that edge, and later I realized that I could use the animated layer, which I turned on, and the function of that animated layer is it moves the layers from different frames. So you'll see that later very soon. Okay, so coming on, so as I'm trying to do that, I have to also confirm when the character is moving, how far is the eyes from the original pose. So I noticed that okay, fine, at this junction I can use the animated layer since I've set that up. Okay, so you notice when that character move now, then the layers will start moving. So just take a look at that. Just notice something. Just look at that time, that layer there, so you can see it. So it's moving, so the layers are moving based on that timeline since it has been set, and that's another way to go about those difficult layers affecting your body tone and the likes. So there are many ways to do that, but this is the one I find comfortable and I believe beginners friendly. Okay, now I think that is done. So the next thing to do is to move on to the body. I've hide the head group for now. So all what we are doing here is just the same thing like we did for the head. Okay, here we need to create a new bone. Okay, and I'll call that body tone. So then rename this to body tone, as you can see. And now from the smart action, I will need to click on that. Okay, and set that. So I'm using frame 24. So what we'll do first is align those area, set the keyframe on frame 24 as the front view, then move back to frame 1 to set that view based on that reference. Okay, so it's just a principle you need to follow, and just try as much as possible to make everything look more especially like the reference. And seriously, that is all about it. So it might take you time to do it, but I tell you, it's worth the time. So like this, my character is ready for rigging for any animated series I actually want to use it for, and this is one of the benefits of using of creating it yourself. Okay, you can as well use flipper clip to create this, but I tell you, it's very stressing. Okay, very stressing. Like, it will take you time, and you will also need more hands to help you out. So but with this, you can all do it yourself and reuse your character for any reference you, or for any script you actually want to use it for. Okay, so I'm just trying to conform with the reference from what I saw, or what I can see presently, just to make sure it looks alike, and that is it. So once we're done with this, then we need to move on to the hand. So you notice when the character is facing front, the hand is different from when the character is facing the other side. So that's what we'll be doing now in the next slide, as you're going to see very soon now. Thank you. Now moving on to the position of the hand. Okay, so during this process I noticed there were some errors, but nevertheless I'll show you as we move on. So I had to also start from the first frame, then moving it to the last frame, that is frame 24, set the position, frame 1, move it to the to that frame. So the way I construct my rigging, it make it so versatile to work in any position. Okay, and it's very intuitive, and I'm happy that I actually got that knowledge. Okay, so from here, the next thing we need to do is the same thing for the other, and try to conform it to that same position. So you could see I'll just shift that. Oops, I think I selected everything, so I'll just select one of the joints I need just to move that in that region. Okay, just to check that, so I'll just move this also in line. So it's as simple as that. Set the first keyframe on your front post, then set the other keyframe on the first timeline. Okay, some animators might use it other ways, but this is what works for me, and I'm so happy about that. Okay, so then I also make sure that in that direction it's set to that, and on frame 24 it also be set to the other one as well. Okay, so now I think that is done. Then the next thing to do is to actually work on the leg. Okay, so for the leg truly it's not really a big deal, just to move it in that same position, like I said, the first frame and the other frame. So I'll leave you guys to just watch it. Okay, and we'll move on to the flipping of the character in the other side, so it looks alike. When it's face here, it also face the other side, though we don't have a reference for that. So you can see from here I can also switch the leg to conform in that shape. Okay, so I never noticed that was even there. I mean, I never noticed that I've actually I recorded that. Okay, so switching that character legs in that position gives me more rooms to animate my characters. Okay, and make it very intuitive and lively. That's what I would say. So let's move on to the other aspect, but still you can still watch this, but you'll listen to my voice when on the next slide, which is the flipping of the character. Thank you. Okay, so I noticed I need to say something here. So for this, I actually noticed that I need to make sure once the character is turning, some of the layers should be in the right position. Okay, so for that reason, I had to take my time here to make sure I actually use the animated layer to solve that issue, and I was able to do that. So I think I need to just talk about this. That's why I had to also place a voiceover on this. So that is that. So moving on to the next one now. Thank you. All right, now at this junction here we're about to start the other flipping. So I decided to use a constraint to make sure my control points and my control bones are not really moving ahead of where I want it to be. So from here I would click on that and create another point. So what I did here was to just copy the other bone, the other smart bone into that, and that's why you can see. So you can see insert copy. So there are sometimes I actually noticed that okay, there's a mistake, then I had to undo that and redo it again. So I'll really leave you guys to actually watch this and see how I go about it. Okay, and I also try to explain my workflow on that as well. Now what I did here was, since the character is facing there, so I decided to flip the character, flip the head in that position. Okay, so first I set the position, then try to flip it. Oops, I noticed that's the wrong way, so I flipped that in that position and it worked. But I get to a stage, I noticed when I did that for the body, which is the torso, there was an error. Okay, so you'll see that very soon. Okay, now it means once the character is facing that, okay, it should set to 0. I mean, so let's move so you can see. So once the character is facing that side, the control bone should face that side as well. So that will be very easy. And then I'll click on the main line, and also for the body turn now, I also want to do a body turn for the other side. So click on that, then insert a copy. So just right click and insert a copy. So it will copy what we've done from the other side to the other side, since we are trying to flip the direction. So yeah, so what I did was to just go to the spine, to the middle bone there in the torso and flip it. But later did I notice that it will actually affect the character. So watch how I actually did do it to get it, and it's as well, it's there so you can see for yourself. Like we learn every day, I believe so. Okay, so from here, though practically I did not notice that something was actually wrong, not until when I was trying to finally put things in place and I noticed something was wrong in the other side. So you're going to see that as well. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to flip, and I noticed that okay, I really did not need to flip. Okay, all I need to do is just switch the foot to the other side. So you can notice that you can see L underscore foot switch and L underscore foot switch. So those are my foot switch for this character, which simply means that in one view, what I can just do is to change the position of how the foot will look like. So for that reason, I need to undo what I have done, then just do the normal foot switching, not the leg switching anymore, because I won't flip the leg this time around. All I'll just do is just switch the foot, and with that it gives me what I actually wanted, and I'm so happy about that. But it took me some time to notice that, and yeah, I was trying to figure out, okay, what can I do, how can I resolve this, and all this I'm actually showing you guys that times when you are creating something, you might end up in one situation or the other, but the major aspect there is for you to find a way to get back to it. So you can see now what I was saying. So I've been able to now get that and finally switch it to that area, so without flipping the leg, because when I notice when I flip it, it's moving the whole entire leg to another layer. Okay, I mean to another position. So yeah, I'm trying to now see, okay, fine, can I flip this? So I noticed that no, it was giving me an error, so I had to now work on the hands as well, one after the other, and try to flip it the normal bone flipping using the main control bone. Okay, the main parent bone of that hand. That was what I used to flip this character. Okay, so then try to see if I to position that in that area. Now moving on to this, so my our 360 character is getting ready. Okay, so at this joint now, we, or so should I say at this moment now, we now need to start working on the animated layer, so that the leg that is meant to be at the front should be at the front for people to see, not the other way around. So yeah, I took my time to, it was confusing me at the moment. Okay, there I noticed that I was, when selecting the right foot, I accidentally select the left foot, and believe me, it was actually giving me some issues. So there I need to now turn off one and work with the one I can see. At that moment, when I turn off one, even though still I was still selecting on when I turn off. So yeah, you really need to be very careful when you are doing your 360. Okay, so nothing really much here. So you can see the character is actually conforming to what we need. And after this, I notice that okay, it's looking nice. Well, for a start, so we still need to do some things. So you can just watch it to see what I did. Thank you. So now this is the final phase where I decided to set a general control bone, and this is where I noticed there's an error. So I call that full body turn. So this will control both the head and the body in both direction. Okay, so the first thing to do is to set it to frame 24. By times I do make the mistake like that, but nevertheless, once I do that mistake, I correct myself back. So then I'll switch that to that region, set it to the normal normal bone, and let's see. Okay, so here I try to set the bone constraint, then click on that back and set this to the normal angle. Okay, then move that to control that. Now I notice that okay, it's like it is being parenting to that, so I will just go and check. So here you can see my full body is parenting to the body turn, so I need to correct that. So I won't parent that and reduce the strength. Okay, so here at these joints, or take it like that. So here this works perfectly. So I notice this is the body turn is trying to move, and I notice that's because of the position. So I have to delete that so that it won't move. It will only be static in that area there. Okay, so for here, so let's now do the other side, and this is where I noticed there was an error, like a very slight error. So this works perfectly. Okay, then next we need to now do the other side. So by creating another full body turn 2 for the other side. Okay, so here I would do the same thing. Take the full body turn, take it to this side. Good. Then turn that body. It works well, but when I turn the head, look at it. Can you see? So here I noticed that wow, there's an error. I was like, okay, fine, let me go back to the body of that side to see, probably there was a mistake there. So I noticed that the body was okay at that moment. It's okay, but when I flip the body, it's moving to that direction, which is nice. Okay, but what is wrong? So I noticed that I did a flipping, probably that should be around that torso, so which causes that blunder, and I had to delete it from the timeline. Okay, so I think I've detected that. So that wasn't what I meant to select. Okay, I also meant to select the other one as well. You can see that as well. So I'm not trying to just explain my workflow there, so I'll delete that as well. Just delete those two. Okay, so and there I now started okay, see, let's see what we can do. Try to select the layer itself, not the bone. Okay, and try to see if we can flip that. So I tried some couple of things to see that, and I was able to finally get what to use. Okay, and you can as well see that as well. So yeah, it took me probably some few seconds to work it out. So I tried to use the add point. I noticed once I flip that, it somehow squish it in the middle, so, and that's not what I want. Okay, so then I had to undo that, delete that again, and okay, now probably go into the layer. Okay, select that, go on to the layer, and try to flip. So from here, this is okay. So I just want to just flip it, and it worked. Okay, so it worked, but I noticed it was still the same thing I was selecting. So I need to select the layer and flip. So this will give me what I need. So you can see. Okay, so now this is not squishing it in the middle, it's just changing the position. So this is a very good workflow. Now I will now go and test the full body turn 2, okay, to see whether it works. So with that, I also need to change the hand position. So I noticed that I need to do the switching from that area, the old layer. Okay, so you can also see what I'm doing here. There is no hidden thing there, no hidden thing. So flip it by the layer, then that will work perfectly, just like the way we need it to work. So flip it by the layer, so that will work perfectly. And I think for me, I think I undo it and I did it at once. Okay, I undo that. So I will do the same thing again, delete that timeline, then go back to that, the whole section. Okay, so let's see what we did here. From here, move to that, and no, not that, delete that. Okay, this. So most times those toggle buttons are really confusing sometimes, so I always try to test it out to see what it actually works out for me. So the same thing applicable. So I did that as well, and I noticed, okay, fine, this is looking nice and looking good. So let's move on to the full body tone tool. Okay, so at here, click on this switch and you can see, so it works perfectly. The head is facing the right position, the body is facing the right position, and other aspects are facing the right position. Okay, so I just need to just start doing some little tweaks to make sure it's conform in line perfectly with what I actually want. So that is it, guys. Thanks for taking your time to actually watch this. So the full tutorial will be available on my Patreon members, and link to that will be available in the description. So if you didn't see that, please just let me know so that I can actually get you the link, okay, so that you can join and watch how to do it. Thank you once again for your time. I really appreciate you guys. Bye for now. One love. Ciao ciao.